We haven't looked inside yet, so we don't. It could just be empty, but it's a very old trunk.
Whoa.
Oh, what the heck?
What's up, explorers? Today we find ourselves braving the cold during one of winter's chilliest days to explore an old abandoned hunting home. Join us as we take a look inside and see what was left behind.
We're getting pretty close. You should probably pull your camera out.
True.
What is going on?
I don't know, man. Ever since I downloaded Raid Shadow Legends, I have so much loot. I don't know what to do with it.
What? Raid Shadow Legends? What's that?
Welcome. I want to tell you about one of my favorite factions called the High Elves. They're your classic good guys, and they're also easy on the eyes.
They live in their walled kingdom of Aravia within the game Raid Shadow Legends, which is a turn-based MMORPG available for free on your PC or smartphone.
I really like the variation of champions in the game. There's such a wide variety of them that it feels like there's a champion for everyone. With active developers, there's always new content coming out. I've recently been trying to clear the game's biggest update ever, the Doom Tower. With 120 floors and a bunch of secret challenge rooms and 12 new bosses, you'll have a lot of stuff to keep you busy. Support our future adventures by downloading Raid Shadow Legends through the link in the description below, and you will receive 50,000 silver, 50 gems, 5 mystery shards, 1 day XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 clan boss key as soon as you get in the game. You will find these rewards in your inbox for the next 30 days only, so you can have almost as much loot as me. Hey, I found my...
To the Doom Tower!
Alright, we've made our way inside at least what looks like an exterior porch here.
Yeah, they got they have a massive. How many feet would you say that is? It's like 70 feet. A little wraparound porch here.
Yeah, it's the whole length and width of the house, and it looks like they have all their insulation laid out here that they carved out of the ceiling and probably some of the walls so that water doesn't build up and it doesn't compromise the structure of the house. Look at these old wooden chairs that we have here. Got like various like woven. This one almost looks handmade. Kind of adds to the aesthetic of the house, but I don't think there's too much down this way.
No, I think when they were taking out the insulation, they probably removed a lot of stuff and just kept it on the porch here.
Yeah.
Watch your step. Ice in a little hole there.
Oh yeah.
Don't need any injuries. Bronson 63, made in the USA. What's this huge green thing actually? Some kind of tumbler?
Potentially.
Make sure there's no holes here.
Yeah, find some good footing.
Find some good footing for us here. Yeah, a position compost tumbler on smooth, level ground. When turning, do not release the hand. Okay, yeah, so it's a compost tumbler. I've never heard of one of these. Have you?
And it looks like, look, even underneath it looks like there's like a trap door.
Oh.
You can see the hinges, but that was probably just for storage or to get underneath the like the supports of the house. Did you find us a way in?
No, walked around the whole perimeter. Place is it's like Fort Knox. We're not getting in.
Did you try the open window beside you there?
I think the wind just must have slid that one right open.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't. I definitely wasn't there when I walked by.
Alright, gotta be careful here. Oh, look at this. Padlocks in this tin here. Little odds and ends everywhere. Nails.
Yeah, looks like we got. They seem to have a. Do they call this a mud room? This like first little room at the front entrance. I think everybody at the front of their house has this table with all their nicks and knacks.
Well, this was like a very prominent area for duck hunting.
Right.
So I think they had probably see a lot more of these throughout the house. These would have been like smaller, and these are all wood too, which is interesting. Almost spooky, but it's like a faded photograph of probably one of the
didn't
people.
develop properly. You know what? That's really cool. That looks like someone getting it's a boy getting a haircut. Look, that's a barber. He's got his trimmers or maybe a straight razor. He's leaned back with the cape on, the barber cape, in the chair.
The layout of this house was definitely strange, and with the clues we found laying around, along with the property's obscure layout of having exposed or half-finished walls everywhere, we concluded that this property must have initially been a farmhouse in the process of being converted into a seasonal getaway before it was abandoned.
More into the heart of the home here.
Right.
Turn on my
Ooh, I
lighting
want to check
channel.
out over here first. What's going on? Oh, look at that. That's a strange spot for a shower. Looks like they got their water tank.
Yeah. Here, wait, it looks like this was probably... Is this another entrance into the bathroom? Because look, they hung up this curtain here. Like the shower looks like it's been here a while, but it looks like they just cut the wall and added a second entrance into this washroom for some reason. And the toilet, I mean, it's sitting like below the level of the house. This is just...
Yeah, very strange setup.
They have their like toothpaste and all this stuff still.
Aquafresh whitening, advanced whitening toothpaste with fluoride.
It's crazy that like literally everything, like all their toiletries are still left in this washroom, but like it looks like it's like falling apart.
Right.
Like if you look at the wall, this whole wall is gone. They have their towels still hung up on the little nails here. It gives me like a very cottagey feel.
You got some work to do.
Yeah.
Got some fridges going here.
Dual fridges. But as always, we'll save that for later. Look at just the old appliances. Like this style, like the fake like wood veneer.
Right.
Is just like that just reminds me of like 70s. And then these old toasters.
The Toastmaster wide slot.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of either of these companies, either Ariston for this fridge and Crossley.
Oh, Crossley's pretty popular.
Really? Living under a rock, I guess. Miniature dishwasher here, just not even inserted into any wall. That is, I mean, I suppose it's a dishwasher, so it's quite clean, but it's shocking. I didn't realize it looked that good.
Yeah. And it looks like they took out several sinks, which is interesting. There's like one over by you, one in the center there with some insulation in it, and then like a dual sink for washing dishes in here.
You know how people will have little like handles pull out and you can spray your dishes and obviously this is a sink? That's exactly what this is. Just kind of old school, right?
Little
Water would
shower
come through
head,
there.
brush.
Shower head, right?
It's a dishmaster, that's what it's called. Electrical boxes right in the kitchen here with the sinks, which is an interesting design choice.
You know, washing a spoon just blasts the water right up there.
Yeah.
An old cookbook here. Complete meal microwave cooking.
Used to probably hold. I almost want to say like, you know, like way back when in like the 40s and stuff, when like old ladies would save like the bacon grease in like a tin container and put it under the sink to like reuse it for next time to like grease up their pans. This says peanut butter for traps.
Mice traps?
So yeah, probably mice or raccoon traps. Which is interesting.
Little handheld vacuum.
Oh yeah.
there.
Little quick clean vacuum.
Everything's that classic retro brown.
Yeah.
That was the color.
They had like plate dispensers here. Looks like you just would have loaded this up with plastic plates, and when you needed to grab something to eat, you just grabbed it from these bottom dispensers, which is pretty neat. Some spices and such that they had up here. It's all covered in like a layer of dust and dirt.
I'd say this is the main living room. Beautiful, massive room.
Yeah.
Lots of natural lighting. Huge stone-lined fireplace. You can probably imagine, after a day working outside or hunting, they'd come and warm up near this fireplace.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, it's cold as hell right now, but...
Wish we had that fireplace right now, eh?
Yeah. Looks like glass bulbs of sorts. Lots of little odds and ends, bits and bobs.
Yeah, look at this. This looks like a predecessor to Chuck E. Cheese or something. Got birthday bucks.
Yeah, there's like a little cartoon
So it's called Ketchel. Pick up your birthday bucks at any checkout counter. Get one birthday buck for each $10 in purchases.
Like a grocery store or something?
I mean, I'm not quite sure. I saw those electrician books earlier, right? So maybe he did forming, like house forming and electrical work. Because I'd assume.
Because this schematic, just looking at the layout here, it definitely looks a lot bigger than the cabin.
Here, see, I just saw circuits. I think it is strictly for electrical work here. Because look, circuits A1 plug LGRM. Right. So I'm thinking, yeah, these are circuit schematics. You can tell from these little drawings.
For
I've never
electrical.
Done, any like electrical work, but somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I think grade 12 science we learned these.
What do you think these strings are for? Seem to be draped around the whole house.
Yeah, I don't know. They're definitely not to like hold up insulation or anything because because of the fixed lighting on the ceiling. Like I don't think there was any insulation, but maybe they were used like they draped cloth over them to kind of divide up the room into like different sections. Maybe create like quick bedrooms or something. I don't know. It's definitely very strange because they're like in like a grid fashion throughout the whole area here. Cool.
Oh, look at this.
What is it?
That's awesome. It looks like it's old birdshot slugs here. For the duck hunting. Wow.
Wait, are those live slugs?
Wait.
Here, let me see inside. Holy crap. Wait, those are actually live. Like these haven't been fired yet.
It's slightly dangerous. Be a little,
yeah.
I mean, they might probably done.
These are skeet rounds.
Oh,
look, these are skeet slugs. That's so cool. There's like a full. I mean, yeah, the gunpowder's probably
just drops, throws it right back in.
Well, the gunpowder's probably like wet or wasted by now, but that's interesting that they just had live rounds sitting
right next to the rocks.
Yeah,
that's where you keep the shotgun shells. Based on what we've seen and what we found, we can tell that the owners of this property were jacks of all trade. We found electricians' books, plumbers' books, automotive books, lots of just handmade, furniture tools. It seems like they really were engaged in a lot of different activities just so they could be as autonomous and self-sufficient out here to go hunt ducks, go fishing.
It looks like almost something you'd see at like a flea market.
Right. Lots of old books. Wow, these have seen better days. I mean, it's really cool to see them almost like nature's like reclaiming the wood, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see how long they've sat here for because this is like looks like there's little bits of water buildup, like mold almost on these books.
Looks like they had quite a little series here. Can we get this one? Euclid, Ericum. I mean, those are Greek words from my recognition there.
Well, the brand is Britannica Great Books, so maybe it's like famous like Greek books. This one says Shakespeare.
Ancient,
a lot of books for like outdoors and DIY stuff.
Yeah, it seems like a big theme here is kind of like what I was saying, a self-sufficiency or autonomy here.
Electrical Safety Code from September 1986. So maybe like a lot of the stuff that we're finding, it seems to point towards maybe him being either interested in how like an electrician work, or like maybe he worked as an electrician.
Right.
I don't know. It's very interesting. Electrical code simplified.
I mean, at this point, he must have been an electrician for a portion of his life.
Yeah.
I mean, this level of literature on the topic.
The most recent date we could find in the house was a letter from October 6th, 1991. Based off of this, along with the amount of decay seen throughout the location, we can assume it to be an accurate reference point of around the time the property became abandoned.
toiletries. Old like tin Band-Aid container. It looks like they put tarps on these pieces to keep the dust off of them. Various plates.
Like that?
It's pretty good, thanks, Ty. But yeah, lead us into, we have essentially 2 bedrooms right here. Let's see this room, look, there was one large bed. Some old clothes. Look at this old dresser. I doubt I can get any of these drawers open, but yeah, no, that's handle's gonna come off. An old clock radio. Fabric calendar that reads 1972. You can just see the mold that's accrued on it. And yeah, this would have led back out into the that big wraparound porch that we had. This looks like it would have been like a jumpsuit. They would have used that when they were hunting ducks. There's a lot left behind in this house, jeez.
Something I'm not quite sure of is why
The carpet's on the roof?
The carpet on the ceiling.
I was just about to comment on that, the carpet on the ceiling.
I got confused which side is the floor.
Yeah, there's like a full piece of carpeting like that probably would have lined this whole entire ceiling. My only guess is that would have been something for insulation. But like, I don't know how much insulation that would have provided. Oh, the floor is like, it's frozen, so it's like cracking underneath my feet. But this is one of the bedrooms on the main floor here. And you can see this bed is pretty much still made. You can see the moss growing on that bed. And this was probably like the central heating, like the furnace. I wonder if I can get this closet open. No, it's completely just the carpeting, as you can see, is just bellowed up, covering the ability to get in there. But yeah, I think that's it for this first room here. It looks like this is where they stripped the insulation from, you can see on the ceiling.
Definitely, yeah.
Because like it continues on over there, but these panels have all been cleaned out. So it looks like they were at some point trying to do some renovations, but it doesn't look like, as you can see with the lead and plaster ceiling, it's not happening anymore. Oh my, you can see all the water damage. I'm very thankful that there is a lot of openings in this house though, because this mold, it allows it, like, the house to breathe, and the mold isn't as bad. But yeah, look at the decay behind you, Ty.
Oh wow.
Like, just look at that ceiling. There's a giant hole right in the corner there where some snow has fallen through.
That's why it's so cold in here.
I think this house is sadly on its last legs.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, what do you...
Whoa, that's a find. How should I angle it? You got a good...
Do you think that was out front of this house?
Oh, I wonder. Either that or a schoolhouse or a church.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's dressed up quite formally. Is that a wedding?
It looks like a wedding photo, but like
I can't.
it's hard to tell
who the
like where's the bride
would be.
and groom? Like there's no. They'd usually be in the center.
Could have just been church. They're wearing their Sunday's best.
Yeah, but you can see it's back in the era when nobody smiled for any photos.
Right. This is cool because this is contrary to the status quo of potato chip companies now. Whereas, so basically it says here, to ensure whole unbroken chips exactly as packaged in our factory, the manufacturers of new era potato chips have completely filled this can to prevent the possibility of breakage through shaking of contents. Rapid delivery by specialty constructed spring cushioned base supply trucks assures you new era potato chips in the very best possible condition. So they take potato chips seriously. I mean, this entire can was filled to the brim. You know, the air to chip ratio.
Squeeze past this thing here. Look at this room. It definitely looks like they were cleaning out, but look at all the vintage stuff. Like you can see that suitcase, this photo, old photo again. I wonder if this was like the maybe the club of like duck hunters that they were affiliated with. Very interesting.
That's a beautiful ornate china as well.
Yeah, sitting on that vanity there. We'll get to that in just a second. I just kind of want to like. There's a lot to take in here. Remember the miller when you eat your bread. It's an interesting thing to frame. It's like almost like a burlap sort of thing they've framed there. Still has its mirror on it, unlike its counterpart in the left corner of the room. And you can see beside it the old insulation, or the old like heating and airflow. Looks like it would have had a central air system. Look at this old suitcase. It's hard because my fingers are so cold I can't operate the camera and have fine motor movements. But oh, nothing packed in there except for cobwebs. Look at this. It's like an old photograph. And another looks like painting of some lady. There's an inscription on the back. It's so faded I can't really read it. This is a second bedroom here. Oh, look at that vintage trunk. I think we're gonna have to get you to open that in a sec here, Ty.
Okay, yeah.
After I'm done showing all this. I think this would have been like equestrian stuff here. Like this is like a horse's sort of like restraints or something.
Oh, right.
Maybe a tool belt? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But it looks like it maybe would have been like the reins on a horse. I don't know, it's hard to say. It's all leather. So I have no idea. And then look, they wrapped various pieces of china that they had here in newspaper to preserve it. Purple lilac and Haviland toilet water.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe like if your toilet was like, if you wanted to clean it, like you know how you put like a puck in it or something like that.
Right.
It's interesting.
Maybe it's like a toilet water perfume, or like, you know what I mean? You put it.
Toilet.
I have no clue.
You could be right. I mean,
you
I
put
don't
it
know.
in the toilet bowl, the tank, and then every flush.
Yeah, potentially.
Because that's probably a concentrate.
We haven't looked inside yet, so we don't. It could just be empty, but it's a very old trunk. Oh, what the heck? It's like all these old books. Here, wait. Can you like open some? And, like,
Students algebra.
it's like an old algebra book. Is it like a textbook?
I suppose so, yeah. Interesting.
Very cool.
Simple equations.
Oh yes, that would have been like a student textbook. Can you pick up a couple other ones? Let's just look at these. Look at the old bindings on them too.
Let's try this purple one.
Pick one.
History of Canada.
Oh, it's a history book. Oh yeah. So maybe the people that lived here or that used this place were homeschooled?
Botany, and it's got the crest There's Ontario there.
Yeah, it's a botany book, so like...
1929.
Damn.
Wait.
Yeah, September 3rd,
Wait,
1929.
whoa. That's much older than I expected.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, if you look at the bindings, they look like just like vintage books. Flowers, the parts, and their uses.
The parts of a flower. The tall buttercup is a very suitable plant with which to commence our practical study of botany. Wait, this looks really cool.
Oh yeah, it's like a little pocket journal. Look, it's like hand bound, like it's hand stitched.
And it's got metal clasps on the side here. I can't make out any of that.
It's like old cursive. I think it's their name.
Emblems or sigils or whatever on the
Yeah,
back of the
it's
books.
like
They're so beautiful.
It's like a lamp. Oh my god, look at this one.
Oh, be careful. Sorry, they're seconds from falling apart. Oh, it was all tied together. I don't know if I just pull a string to get it out.
I think that might be another Bible as well. It doesn't say anything on the outside.
That's not English for sure, look. Tigger,
Oh, yeah.
Boch, Dipe. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your
Native language.
Yeah. I'm loving this old.
Yeah, that's 1887.
What?
1887. That is the date on that.
Okay. Bookseller and stationer, 2 doors north of Black's Bank. I love that. That's on their stamp. Introductory Latin. Okay.
So the book we found before probably was
That
Latin.
probably
then.
was in Latin then.
Look at that.
Because that
Introductory to Latin, and then it's like key.
interrogative pronouns,
I'm probably butchering this.
indefinite pronouns.
But that's so cool. So they had like Latin books. So I wonder if these people spoke Latin.
So, well, I mean, that old photo we saw, we were speculating if it was a church photo.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know up until what year, but if this is in the 1800s, I assume service would have still been given in Latin.
Yeah.
So maybe someone was a pastor, or somebody's grandfather was a pastor.
This literally looks like it was written with like a pen or
A quill.
a quill, like a ink and quill.
Dipped in ink, yeah.
Like, look at that. And from 1887, this book is held up in this old rusted trunk.
It's the same.
Down the hall here in this last little section, it looks like this would have just been a storage closet. Just some chairs and stools. And this section here, as you can see, has mostly fallen in on itself. So I don't think there's too much to see in these rooms. Everything you can see, you can kind of see from the outside. Little desk there. Screen. But in this last room here, and I like, you can sort of see this was probably lead paint peeling. It's like the signature of like an abandoned house. But yeah, there's a lot more interesting stuff around here. And you can see this insulation is starting to fall through, like we talked about earlier. How the water just builds up until it eventually collapses through. Just the pressure, and that's exactly what's happened right here. Looks like it used to be a table and some chairs back here. It's hard to move past this area because of the insulation and stuff on the floor. But it looks like this probably would have been a girl's room, as you can see some of the clothing.
Why this place became abandoned and what will become of it, we may never know. But we thank you for joining us on this adventure, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Get this puppy open. Please don't be smelly. Hey, not too bad, not too bad.
Oh, thank God.
Second one, please don't be smelly. Oh my god! Oh my god, it's like...
Get to the other ones! Get to the other ones!
Oh my god!
Okay, fridge number 2.
Don't be smelly. Oh my god! Why does it smell so bad and so much baking